Discord. Let's see if we've got anything. I know Timboid. Music is a tad loud. Okay. Let's turn it down a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna look on the old Discord here, guys. And we got some games from Timboid. And Tim, we're going over them, buddy. We're jumping into your games. Okay? We got some of my favorite games to go over. Yes, dude. Send me, put it in the Discord, Mike. I would love to cast it, buddy. I'm feeling the casting today. I'm feeling the casting. My wrists hurt a little bit, so I don't want to do too much ladder. All right, let's have a look at Tim's game, guys. What does Tim say about this game? He says, working on my 5-minute openers, and then I just go plop. Even murdered my own tank, lol. Not too long, and Dane will have plenty to make fun of. All right, so this is a practice game. You versus Sokka. My right wrist was on fire. Dude, it's so frustrating when you can't play the way you want to play. No one in chat who's watching you can tell. Right? That's the reason why you fucked up your micro. They just think you suck. But I'm telling you guys, I'm going to tell you right now, okay? 10 years ago, before I had wrist issues, my micro was so sweet. Maybe I just remember it that way, but my micro was pretty good. I didn't have any issues. If I did a micro tournament, I'd be fine. I'd be fine. I never worried about it. And now I can see, I know what I want to do. I can visualize what I want to do in my head, but I just can't quite do it. And it's frustrating because the muscle memory is there, but my hands just don't move the way they do. Like my hands are very slow now. My wrists are very clicky. It's a little frustrating. So that's one of my excuses, guys. That's one of my excuses. I've got lots more, so don't worry. If my wrists clean up and I can stop using those, I've got lots more excuses lined up for you guys. I'll always have a reason. And it's never going to be because I'm just not good. I'm never going to say that. That's what we're all going to think. But we're going to keep those thoughts on the inside. Okay? Just like we're going to keep those thoughts on the inside. I mean, I do feel terrible, dude. I do feel terrible. Hey, Jeff, how you doing, man? Give me a GoPro and show you how high I micro that bowling ball down the lane for 6 strikes in a row. Dude, are you like a sick bowler, TLM? You have sick micro. Sick bowling ball micro. Dude, you micro those balls.
SCV ready.
The only real connection that I have to bowling is that The Big Lebowski is my favorite movie.
SCV ready.
All right, Tim. Let's have a look at what you got here for us, buddy. Let's have a look here. So, opening up with a gas before barracks.
SCV ready.
Given that this is a TVT, this seems very reasonable. Can we just talk about what this guy's doing with his buildings? What is happening here?
SCV ready.
And he's going 1 in each gas and an engineering bay. What? What? All right, let's ignore this guy. Let's go back to Tim because this hurts my brain. Okay, this hurts my brain. This guy is too good for me. Okay, so in the meanwhile, over on Team Sanity over here,
Go, go, go.
we got a Marine coming out for Tim. Okay. I would say if you're going to get this gas this early, you can get a Reaper and a factory before you get this depot. Okay? I think the factory... I mean, I guess it's not that big a deal, but if you're going to make the Marine, then you don't need to gas first. I would just make this a Reaper. In TVT, just make Reapers early on. Yeah. No, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Okay, thanks, QI. I definitely will go over that replay. We'll be doing some replays. We'll be doing some casting. We'll be doing some everything. Doing some playing as well. I do want to play. I actually need to play StarCraft for at least an hour a day. Okay, so now we got our factory and our reactor. Okay, this is totally reasonable here. You're actually spending your gas now. This is looking pretty good. Molten, welcome, welcome, welcome. Congrats on 5.2k, dude. You're going to be GM this year. I actually know you're going to be GM this year. You are disgusting. You are disgusting. You need to coach me, Molten. I don't know what to do.
Add on.
I don't have a big brain like Molten does. Okay, so then you go for a second Rax. Okay. This is fine. I'm judging this... Guys, remember, by the way, we're judging this from the perspective of this is a Silver League game. So, the fact that the build order isn't something you'd see in the GSL is not something we're going to be focused on. Unless it's something that just doesn't make sense. What is 1800? I don't even know what that is. Is that like bronze? Or is that gold? Wait, let's see. 3K is diamond, right? Bronze. Okay, so bronze. Okay, so we're down. We're down there, guys. We're down. We are in the seventh ring of hell in this inferno. Okay, and Tim is our hero. Tim is wearing sunglasses. He has a ripped open shirt and a hairy chest. He's got a guitar and a machine gun in the other hand. There are 40 beautiful big-breasted women clutching onto his legs as he wades through this valley. This is Tim, our hero. I want you to picture him. So, yeah, is his build order going to be perfect? No. That's okay. We're looking for the big problems. We are looking for the big problems. Okay, so we're looking for things like, are you keeping these buildings busy? Okay, so I can see you're making SCVs. Things you should be focusing on, are we keeping these buildings busy? So this tank is a little bit late, but you're spending your money for the most part, so that's pretty good. You've got more harvesters than him. Are you keeping these barracks busy? Right here, not so much. So this starport's finished now. It's still not building anything. And this is a problem. So I've noticed a few people doing this, and so I want to comment on this. Different races have different cycles of macro that you want to focus on. Terran kind of wants to just keep their buildings producing stuff all the time. Yeah, making too much production and no units. That fits Protoss and Zerg more. So Protoss, you can build gateways instead of units if you know you're not going to be attacked in the next minute or so. I'm tilted, was about to be a 54-50 Terran and lagged and lost almost everything. Oh no. Yeah, but you know what, Molten? If you're as good as you are, you're gonna beat it again. Like, you're just a beast, dude. You're killing it. And if you're good enough to beat a 54-50 Terran, you're gonna beat him. You're gonna beat another one. Tim is such a Chad, dude. His birth name was Chad, but his parents changed it so that he would fit in. Okay, so with Protoss and Zerg, you can delay units and build infrastructure because then you can build the units instantly later. But with Terran, you have to keep these buildings constantly producing stuff for the most part. So right here, the choice to make a barracks instead of, say, a liberator is questionable. What I would do, Tim, is I would make sure that these are all busy, and then if you have extra money on top of that, then queue up a barracks. Troops first, production second. As Terran. Troops first, production second. Keep these busy. You never know if he's going to attack you, and you can't go back in time and get that time back. You feel me, brother? Alright, let's keep going.
Ready to
Okay, so you're transferring these SCVs. You are Maynarding these SCVs. Let's use the correct terminology, as this is StarCraft class. Things like this, right? So as soon as this tech lab's done, personally, I'd be like prioritizing getting stim here. ASAP.
SCV ready.
It's just stuff like that. There you go. Oh, look at that. You heard me. You heard me. This is not bad. Yeah. No, this is not bad at all. You got to keep those production facilities busy. Here's an issue. Here's an issue. So, Tim, never do this, buddy. Never do this. I'm gonna highlight this, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is. You're gonna tell me what's wrong with this. Yeah, don't queue up buildings with the same SCV. You can do it with Protoss. You can't do it with Terran, because you're spending the 100 minerals. As soon as this is here, this is green. This has spent that money. So you quit this game? What's wrong? Okay. Yeah, okay. So I'm not going to beat this to death. Do you know why this is bad, Tim? If you tell me you know, I'm not going to beat this horse, because I think most people know. But for any of you who don't know, if you queue up an SCV to build 2 buildings, you spend the money as soon as they're queued, but you don't actually build them. So if you took a second SCV and build this one instead, they would build concurrently. Exactly. You could spend that money elsewhere. It's good to build, if you're on 2 bases, it's good to build 2 depots at a time. That's good. It's just because it's muscle memory, dude. It's because you're under pressure and it's hard. So don't worry about it. Happens to the best of us. But because your brain likes to take shortcuts, and this is a shortcut, but we need to really be aware that this is a bad shortcut to take, and we need to force our brain not to do it. That's all. So instead, box 2 SCVs, 2 depots. And if you're on, so build, okay, a good rule of thumb to follow is build as many overlords, depots, or pylons as you have bases at a time. So you're on 2 base, so 2 depots. If you're on 1 base, 1 depot at a time is lots. If you're on 3 bases, you should be queuing 3 at a time. Okay? But not with the same SCV. So if we were on 3 bases, I would go boom, 3 SCVs, 3 SCVs, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so you dig. All right, let's keep going. I do just keep in mind, guys, that I'm not just explaining this for Tim. I'm explaining this for any of the silent viewers who are here who might not know these things, who are like brand new to the game. Tim might already know this, but I'm gonna explain it anyway. When I make multiple supply depots, I genuinely click the entire mineral line using shift key. Okay, you know what the problem with that is, QY? Let's say you box these and you go build, shift, depot, and then you shift queue them back to the minerals. Because see how Tim's done this? He shift queued this back to the mineral, which is good. Okay, this is good. So you want to shift queue back to the minerals, but if you select all of these and then you build 4 depots and then you shift click all of them back to the mine, back to the minerals, the 4 are going to go out and build the depots, but then all of the workers are going to go here. They're all going to miss mining time because they're all going to follow that command to go to that patch that you sent those 4 back to. So box as many as you want to build depots of. So if you want to build 5 buildings, select 5 and then go barracks, depot, shift click back, because then they'll do the thing. They'll come back to the minerals and you won't screw up the mining of all the other SCVs. Okay, let's see how this is going. So, yeah, looks pretty good. You're getting a medevac, you're getting tanks, you're keeping your money relatively low, you're making SCVs. This looks good, Tim. This looks pretty good, buddy. I love that you're focusing on the first 5 minutes. So this is your first 5 minutes. You're at 37 SCVs. You've got 3 racks production, a factory, and a starport. You've got a decently sized army. Let's see what your opponent has. I have bunker. 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 Okay. So anyway, he's got a planetary fortress. 4 bunkers spread out all over the place. He's got 3 upgrades queued. And he's making Reapers out of a reactor barracks. He's got no orbital command. Dude, Tim, you roll this guy, right? Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is good. See, look. Tim knows not to do it. Boom. Perfect. Almost rolled myself with misclicks. But this looks like I'm watching a pro player versus me. Like if you were to watch a pro player versus me, this would be the approximate skill difference. Like you've got the pro player with like a reasonable build or doing stuff, they're gonna big attack, and then you look at me and like what I'm doing, and I'm just like picking my own bum, doing like stupid things with no economy. Like you look literal leagues ahead of this guy, brother.
You want a piece of me, boy? SCV ready.
Yeah, no, this is looking good. I think it might just be a micro problem.
Research.
Look at that. I bet these guys get queued back to the minerals. Oh, hell yeah, dude. And you know what Tim did here, guys? Appreciate this. He's queued these SCVs to these minerals because these ones are full. This is nice. This is nice. This is worker management. Tim's got some nice worker management. That is practice results, dude. You are getting there, Tim.
Complete.
You are getting there. You're not getting supply blocked. You're way ahead in supply. I love it. I love it.
Mineral field.
So what happens with your micro? Because all you got to do in this game, you guys can see this. All you need to do is unsiege these tanks. Hit F2, A, and click like here. You win. Right? An F2, A click would win this game. And honestly, if you're in silver, that's what I would do. I would do this build, this little macro focused build you do. F2, unsiege the tanks, and A move them into the opponent's base. Until that starts losing. And when that starts losing, because you're walking into tank fire, then you can start to go, okay, I need to micro. But for now, the macro is the most important thing. You're focusing on it, and I have a feeling that you screw up. Yeah, press the stim button at some point. Yeah, exactly. That's a good shout, Mars Bar. That's a good shout. Stim them when they're in there, but don't ever move command. All right, here we go. We just got a big old. Oh my god, this is. All right, this is good. This is good. We're gonna just kill it with the tank. Oh no, he's got all the upgrades for it. Oh, that feels bad. All right, so this guy's kind of looking like a genius now for getting the upgrades on his planetary fortress. It got 17 kills. No, you shouldn't. You should just siege it up with the tanks.
This better be good.
Command center upgrade.
That's okay.
Mineral field depleted.
I mean, honestly, if you had the medevacs with them the first time round, you might have been okay. But it doesn't matter at this point. Like, if you trade most of your army for a base, that's usually a good... It's usually still worth it. Yeah, exactly. It's still worth it. You kill the base. I mean, it's... Yeah, okay, so then this is where we start seeing the float. So, you've got the supply. You just don't have this queued up. So... This is fine. I would add a few Raxes here. I would just add a few Raxes a little earlier than you do. But this is looking pretty good. Look at this guy. He's got the upgrades on the bunkers. Oh my god. This guy's playing single player, dude. This guy, after this game, this guy's gonna go back to the Hyperion. And he's gonna upgrade his turrets so that they shoot twice as many missiles. That's what this guy's gonna do between this game and the next game. He's gonna spend his credits that he got and his Vespene gas that he got from Tarsonis or whatever, and he's gonna upgrade his turrets. And he's gonna debate over whether he should upgrade his turrets or if he should get the machine gun on top of the bunker as well. That's the kind of person you're playing against. How do you beat someone who's playing the campaign, dude? He's got like Jim Raynor over here. His objective is to keep him alive.
Ready for dust off.
It does look like, dude, this is how people play the campaign. They're like, okay, bunkers. When all the Zerglings run in, the bunkers will kill them. Alright, he's got a tank there as well now. That's a little scary. This guy's fresh from the campaign, dude. For sure. You're never gonna break that ramp. But this is like free.
Our SC mineral field completed.
Wait, does this guy leave the game after losing his natural, even though all his defenses are in his main? He put all this effort into defending his main, and then he lost his natural, which is exactly what was always going to happen. You would think that if he was defending this, then he would stay until this was dead. I'm confused, dude. I just am confused. And you're both floating a massive amount. But honestly, like, this isn't too bad. The fact that your macro slips when you go onto 3 bases is very understandable, and especially for someone who's in like the silver bronze area, the fact that that's when your macro slips is really cool. That's really good. So I think you're fine, dude. You're gonna go up if you just keep playing like this. If you just keep focusing on this 5 minutes of macro and then attacking when you've still spent your money, your army is going to be roughly as big as it can be, and you're going to roll people. And that's that. There's not really too much to say about that. That was pretty good. Okay. This one's not as suck, Tim says. Not as suck. Tim versus Grimbo. Okay. And it's a TVZ as well. Let's have a look. Excuse me, my friends.
SCV ready.
How have I been up for like 4 or 5 hours now and I still feel like I'm just getting out of bed? That's crazy. Alright. So what are we doing here? Just zoomed out. What are we doing? We're making a refinery. Probably don't need this refinery before your thing in TVZ, but no big deal. No big deal.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Okay, that's good.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
What are we making? A Reaper? Okay, we're going for the Reaper.
Command center
The
upgrade.
Grim Reaper has arrived. Go, go, go!
Yeah. Yeah, shouldn't matter until Diamond. Yeah.
SCV ready.
Okay.
SCV ready.
Alright, so what's this building here? A Roach Warren. This should be sending alarm bells. A 3-minute Roach Warren is insanely early. I'd be very scared here. I spotted a Roach Warren.
Add-on complete. Command center upgrade.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Yeah, so this game is very different. This game is very different. So you're saying this game is not a suck. I think this game is significantly worse than the last game. So I've been on about this with multiple people, but don't micro this Reaper. Do not micro this Reaper until you are at least Diamond. Okay, until you have the multitasking to do this. Because you're microing this Reaper, you might get 1 or 2 Zerglings. You're missing like 4 Marines. Yeah, I tell you once. All right, I'm gonna stop banging on about it.
SCV ready.
All right, like look how many units we're missing here. Get these going. Okay, all right. Okay.
Add-on.
Ready for dust-off.
Gangway.
But we got our tanks going. I like that you went tanks when you scouted that he was going roaches. I like that a lot. This is hilarious.
Armed and ready.
Dude, this looks like you're playing the campaign now. Except you're playing the Zerg mission.
Ready to roll out.
Add-on.
You want a piece of me, boy?
And the NPC Zerg you're playing against is just like moving into your tanks.
Ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. Ready to roll.
I mean, to be fair, it was nice that he saw the Roach Warren.
SCV ready.
I don't know if that would have changed his build if he goes tanks anyways,
Upgrade complete.
but it is nice to know that there's a Roach Warren.
It's go time.
Look at this, guys. Look at this. Boom. Shift queuing back to the minerals that are
Command center
unsaturated.
upgrade
I love it.
complete. Research.
About to
I love it. Okay, so you're going for some turrets. Do you know that he's going Spire? Dude, what is the... Oh, here's a queued up one, though. Don't like that, Tim. But you're going for the turrets. And you're taking your third base with your army. I like this. I like that you move out to take this space. This looks very safe. And the turrets are in good positions. And you assumed mutas. I mean, I would prefer it if you scouted mutas, but... Okay. Because if he comes in with just a million Roach Ravager right now, this is kind of scary. Like, oh, I have 500 minerals and turrets, but you never know. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. It's not a huge deal. So sometimes you have to assume shit. I'm just pointing out. Roaches didn't work muta time.
Mineral field depleted.
Okay, so I like how you take this base.
Mineral
This is actually really nice.
Add-on.
So you've left this defended. You've got your airspace covered. I'd probably put a few turrets like here. Like if because this can kind of be covered by your army. This kind of can't, but it's not a big deal. And I think your worker management overall is pretty good. Like, look at you transferring these workers.
Additional supply depots.
He lost a lot, yeah. He sent a lot of
Additional
roaches.
supply.
Ready for dust-off.
All right, so
Additional supply depots.
yeah, I mean, we need more supply depots, but you're building them. You're building them concurrently as well. This is nice. This is a pretty scary move out. I've noticed this in both of these games, so I think I can maybe make a comment on this. So this move out, you've got one tank with your army. I would say either bring no tanks or bring most of your tanks. So if you think like 1 to 3 tanks left at home, like especially this one here left at home, and maybe one over here is nice with like depots here, because a tank with depots is really hard to break for like just Zerglings or whatever. But you're moving out with this attack, and you're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tanks. 6 tanks with this attack is scary. 1 tank with this attack is useless. So I would actually prefer you left all the tanks at home and just attacked with only the Marine Marauder. And then you can leave whenever you want because you're not sieging up. You can just load in the medevacs. You can just poke and then run away until you do your actual push. But at some point, you need to bring these tanks. And if you're going to go tanks, you want them with your army. Except, you know, leaving one or two behind is fine if you know he's going to counterattack you. But leaving all the tanks behind is maybe not the best idea.
It's about to get it. SCV ready.
Okay. He's going for a greater spire, dude. Okay.
SCV ready.
But you got BCs by the time he's got broodlords,
Additional
man.
Supply depots required. Add-on complete.
All right, this is interesting.
Armed and ready.
Oh, look, you scan. Look at this army movement from Tim, guys. Look at this. He scans here. He sees that the army's here. He goes, okay, I guess I'll walk up here. That's some nice army movement, guys. That is some nice army movement. I can be happy with that. Okay, now he comes to you. You're like, oh, I'm going to hold this ramp. Cool. No banelings. Don't need to split. Oh, yeah. Easy money. Just careful on those move commands. Careful with those move commands. How's your macro back at home? Yeah, making VCs. Almost like carriers. This is good. And look at this. Look at this, all this blue out on the map because Tim was macroing back at home. This is beautiful. And I like that you keep hammering. Yeah, dude, this was a beautiful game. He sees tanks and leaves. Dude, if he would have he would have left earlier if you had shown him the tanks. Yeah, so this is nice. This is nice. You're not having rough close games, dude. You're rolling these people. You are absolutely rolling these people. Okay. Let's do another one. Okay, we got a Misery and we got a QYK.